Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. We record these interviews so potential buyers can learn more about the business and the seller to help them make a buying decision. Now, all of the business details, which include the type of business it is, how much revenue and profit it makes, and all of the assets included in the sale can be found on the business listing. To view this information, you can visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business listing number, which is listed in the video thumbnail and the description. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. And if after listening you want to take an even deeper dive into the business to perform your due diligence before potentially purchasing this business, you can unlock this listing to look through all of the business information, which includes the domain, the products, the P&L, and more. So can you tell us a little about your background in building and running online businesses?
My name is Chris, and here's a little bit of background on me. After college, I joined the military. I did that for 6 years, and when it was time to get out, I went back to school to get my MBA and ended up in corporate finance. I realized that I didn't like working in a cubicle, so I sold everything I owned and moved to Southeast Asia to work in e-commerce to start my own business. And I ended up in Vietnam, which is where I lived there for 3 years, actually. And I started working with the factories there, the cut and sew factories, to help develop this product. And that was back in 2016. My first e-commerce brand transitioned into this current business in 2019. So I have a little bit of background in the industry just from actually being on the ground and working with the factory owners in developing these products.
So why are you selling the business now instead of keeping it and growing it further?
The reason I'm selling the business now is because I've been an online coach now for a little while, and it's been splitting my focus. So the e-commerce business is not getting the attention it deserves. It's kind of stagnating. I know it can grow so much more quickly under the right leadership, and I just haven't been given it the focus that it deserves. So what I'd like to do after selling the e-commerce business is focus 100% of my time on the online coaching.
Can you describe the amount and the type of work that you do on this business to maintain it?
The amount of work I do in the e-commerce business right now is not a lot. It's under 10 hours a week for sure. I do have a virtual assistant who's based in the Philippines, and she does another 20 hours. She handles all of the things like customer service, logistics with orders. If we need to do things more manually, all of that stuff is automated. And then she'll do social media posts as well as blog posts with the help of ChatGPT. And so for me, I just oversee the overall business and I step in if necessary. But again, it's not a lot. I usually don't have to step in. But if there's some strange order issue, or if she has a question about posting something onto social media, I'll step in at that time.
Now, if you were to keep the business, what are some ways you would try to grow it?
If I were to keep the business, there are a few things that I would do to improve it. There's a lot of low-hanging fruit. For example, we don't have all of our SKUs on Amazon at the moment. Right now, we only have 9 of our SKUs, and that's not even half. So I would start migrating some of the stuff from Shopify over to Amazon. That'd be really easy. And then just start to market it so that we get the reviews and then get the sales and the ranking from there. Another thing is I would improve our Facebook ads or Meta ads. That's something that I haven't been putting a lot of time into. And I know that we can do better than we've currently been doing. Right now, if we get a return on ad spend of about 2x, then I'm pretty happy. But I know that's something that we can improve. So those are definitely 2 areas that I would call low-hanging fruit.
And what are the biggest risks with this business that a buyer should be aware of?
In terms of the biggest risks, I would say one of the bigger ones would be speaking to one of our strengths, which is our strong brand and building that community of buyers who really enjoy our products. And so the risk to that would be not handling the community stuff very well, Not that you could do to screw it up. It's just, I think we've built a brand that is known for its quality for the products, but also the customer service. So handling customer service is really important to the brand, and interacting on social media has been great for us. And people will send us emails with photos of their products out in the field. And so I think continuing to manage that community and really interact and engage with the community is a risk if that goes away with a new buyer.
And how much support are you willing to offer a buyer who acquires this business?
I'm willing to offer a lot of support for the new buyers. I want this brand to continue. I want it to thrive. I think there's a lot of room to grow. And so I'm willing to put in the time to make sure that the buyer is set up for success. I've put in the application that I'm happy to do 30 days. And if that's daily phone calls, I can do it. It's no problem. And I'm happy to have my VA provide support as well. And I know she will be happy to also. So I'm definitely an open book, and I want this brand to continue to survive and actually grow after I sell it. So I'm happy to do whatever I can to make that happen.
And regarding the sale of this business, just confirming you commit to a non-compete?
Yes, I can confirm that I will commit to a non-compete. Like I mentioned in the previous question, I am doing online coaching. It's got nothing to do with e-commerce, so no worries there.
And are you open to negotiating something like an earnout?
I am somewhat open to an earnout payment structure, but to be completely honest, I'd like most of it up front. Everything's negotiable, but I would like at least 80% up front if possible.
Now, putting yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why do you think this is a business worth buying?
I believe it's because of our strong brand. And I don't know if everyone says that about their own company. I'm guessing they kind of do. But I'm more of an analytical guy. You don't have to take my word for it. Just look at the numbers. So if you look at our margins, they're really high for a reason. It's because once a customer finds us, they tend to stay with us for a really long time. Not only that, but they tell their friends about us. Another metric to look at would be in Shopify. If you look at the customer return rate, again, that's really high. And so that speaks to our branding. And the reason we have such strong branding, it's really two reasons. One is, unlike other companies in this marketplace, we're not just a white label product company. I designed all the products from the ground up. We're using unique materials, and there really are no products like ours in the marketplace that we're in. So that's the first thing. The second thing would be that we found a group of passionate customers who really love our stuff. They're price insensitive, so they're not worried about paying a little bit extra if the quality is there, which it is. Again, you can see that reflected in the numbers. You'll see it reflected in your searches online and just the content, the free user-generated content that's out there. And I would say that's the reason that this business is worth buying.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this listing is still for sale, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business listing number, which is listed in the video thumbnail and the description. And if you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. And once you've unlocked this listing, you'll be given everything you need to know about this business. So thanks for joining us, and until next time.